This is Apple's campus, and this building here is Infinite Loop 2. The entire ground floor is home to Apple's celebrated industrial design studio. Very few people have been inside. Even some of Apple's own executives are forbidden from going in there. It's so secretive, the designers call it the studio behind the Iron Curtain. I'm going to take you on a tour. This is a map of the studio, showing the basic layout. It's based on a sketch from one of the designers who worked there for nearly a decade. We also dug up the blueprints for the building and used it to make the floor plan. Let's go take a look. Here's the front door. It's a big, heavy door. It opens onto an entryway lined with stainless steel. This is the presentation space. It's dominated by some large wooden project tables, which are used to present prototype products to executives. This is where Steve Jobs gravitated when he visited the studio, which is almost daily when he wasn't traveling. The presentation tables look just like the large tables in Apple's retail stores, and this is in fact where they got the idea. Each table is dedicated to a different project. There's one for MacBooks, another for the iPad, the iPhone, and so on. They're used to display models and prototypes of whatever Johnny wanted to show Jobs and the other executives. The models are covered at all times with a black cloth to stop anyone from getting a peek. Let's walk over to the left here. This is the kitchen, the heart of the studio. It's well equipped. There's lots of food and snacks, and there's a high-end espresso machine that the designers use to make coffee all day long. It's dominated by a big wooden table. This is where the designers gather at least twice a week for marathon brainstorming sessions. All the designers must be present unless they're traveling, no exceptions, including Johnny. The brainstorms are where they hash out whatever the team is working on. Sometimes it's a model presentation or a discussion about new iPhone colors. The brainstorms are the key to how they work. It's their way of getting a mind meld, of being creative and sorting out tough problems. There's always a lot of sketching going on. Outside the kitchen is the designer's workspace. There are about 20 designers who work here, although the team has been hiring recently, so there's probably several more. They work at 5 long tables with low dividers. The space is lined along the wall with large frosted windows. There's no way to look inside. It looks empty here, but it's pretty chaotic. There's stuff everywhere. High-end bikes, kayaks, basketball hoops. There's boxes and samples and materials. It's loud and energetic. There's always music playing and designers playing soccer or goofing about on skateboards. Let's take a walk over to see Johnny Ive's office. This is Johnny's office. It's the only private office in the space, but it's not that private. It's a glass cube. It looks just like the glass at the Apple stores. There's big plates of thick glass held together by steel fixtures. It measures about 12 feet by 12 feet. It's almost bare. There are no pictures of his family or design awards. There's only a desk, a chair, and a lamp. The desk is custom made by his friend Mark Newsom. His leather chair is a Supporto chair from the UK. It's one of his favorite designs. The desk is usually bare except for his 17-inch MacBook and several colored pencils for drawing. He doesn't use an external monitor or any other peripheral equipment. Next to Johnny's office is a large computer-assisted design room. This is another glass-lined space. The Cad Room is home to about 15 CAD designers, or surfacing guys. The surface guys make 3D computer models. The light is always kept low. They literally sit in the dark. When the designers have a sketch, they'll go in there and get one of the surfacing guys to turn it into a 3D model. The software is so sophisticated, it can be used to build photorealistic models of products, and the designers can play around with different colors and lighting conditions and features and configurations. If the designers want to see what it looks like as a real object, they send a CAD file to the machine shop next door. Here at the far end of the space is the machine shop, or the shop. The shop is also fronted by a glass wall and divided internally into 3 rooms, separated by more glass walls. This is where the designers make models out of foam and other materials to see what the 3D computer models look like when they're made into real objects. There's several high-end computer-controlled milling machines and drills and lathes. Over to the right is a finishing room where the models and prototypes are sanded and painted. It contains a big paint spraying booth about the size of a car. Johnny's team makes hundreds of models. They make models of everything, buttons, the details of cases. But as the product development process progresses, they will outsource the model making to a specialist outside firm. When he was alive, Steve Jobs loved coming here because he could see everything the company did, all the products and whatever was coming out for the next 3 years. They never had PowerPoint presentations. They just walk around the tables playing with the models. And this is a studio behind the Iron Curtain.